hands, but it's best to choke it around an anchor point. So this bar for me is the anchor point. To choke it, what we're going to do is we're going to take the loop in the band, feed it around the anchor point, and then just feed one end through the other, pull tight, and that's essentially it choked. Now, first thing generally is shoulders. So a lot of work with the shoulders is around rotation and extension. So we can grab hold of the band, keep the elbow in nice and close, and we just simply rotate the wrist from tummy button out, trying to keep the elbow in as close as we can, stop the elbow from drifting forward, stop the elbow from drifting backwards. It's just round, away you go, and you'll feel that in the back of the shoulder. And you can do anything 5 to 10 reps of that. Next one, quite simply, extend the arm and out you go. Full extension of the arm, warming up the shoulder. And you can do this, make it more difficult by grabbing closer to the anchor point, or make it easier by moving away from the anchor point and grabbing further away, okay? And then you can do exactly the same, but in reverse. So rather than rotation outwards, we start from the outside and we're pulling inwards. So we're doing internal rotation, okay? So we've got external rotation, bringing it from in to out, and then we've got internal rotation, bringing it from out to in. And again, 5 to 10 reps, you can build this up to 15 reps, whatever, and you can do inward extension as well. So from there, you can extend, or you can bring the hand in, should I say, take it past the body, and we're warming up the shoulders in that manner, okay? So that's a nice, simple one. So you've got 4 different movements there with which you can start to warm up those shoulders, okay? And that's just the beginning. Look forward to the next. Right, so with this one, and I've got a different band here because you can obviously use different resistances the better you get. We can do face pulls. So face pulls, stand far enough away that you've got resistance in the band, and you're pulling your hands towards your face with the band. Notice that the elbows are up nice and high. Yeah, and we're just pulling the hands up towards the side of the face, keeping the elbows nice and high. And I want you to pull your shoulder blades in tight together. Imagine you've got a pencil trapped in between your traps, in between your shoulder blades, and you're trying not to let that pencil fall to the floor. Nice and easy, nice and simple. Again, 10 to 15 of these. Once you're finished with those, you can bring your elbows up. And what we're going to do here is, the aim is to keep the elbows exactly where they are. And you're going to twist your hands from in front of your face to just behind the head. So the band goes just behind the head. Yeah, nice and simple. And again, you should find this relatively difficult, okay? And again, 10 to 15 reps on that. What we can do with the band as well is unchoke it, and you can band pull apart. Now, you can grab just one strand of the band, you can grab 2 strands of the band. The further apart your hands are, the easier it is, the closer it is, the more tension there is, the more difficult it is. Underhand grip, and you pull your shoulder blades nice and tight together. From there, what we're doing is we're pulling the band to the bottom of the chest, trying to keep the rib cage nice and still, okay? Nice and still. And then that will warm up the area around the back. From there, again, we can re-choke the band, and you can start to warm up the core. So you can take the band and you can start to pull and twist. Now, stay tight in the stomach, and we're trying to minimize rotation. So we're actually pulling with the shoulders and the back, and we're starting to warm up those muscles around the back. And we can do that the same around the front as well. You can get into the band, you can hold the band out in front, and again, from there, you can just push out, nice and easy, nice and simple as you go, just to warm up the chest. We can then start to warm up the front of the shoulders with some front raise. And again, 5 to 10 of these, nice and simple. And we can even start to warm up the triceps by doing tricep extensions. To help to warm up the back, we can do rows. So we can stand on the band. So I'm standing on the band and I'm rowing up, okay? Keeping my elbows in nice and close, and then I can turn that straight into a bicep curl. You'll have to use a lighter band for this because this is actually quite challenging, okay? And again, a complex of those movements, 5, 10, 15 reps, depending on your level of ability, and you will easily be starting to get those muscles firing, get yourself warmed up, get the blood flowing, and you'll be primed, ready to go, okay? Right, with the lower body, what we can start to do is what we call monster X walks. So it's banded X walks. So you grab the band, put your feet on one strand, you twist the band so it creates an X in front of you, and then from there, bend your knees slightly, and you walk out to the side. Yeah, do 3 or 4 reps. You might need a heavier band for this. You can do a couple of reps forward, and the idea is to keep the tension in the band below your feet. Yeah, so you're not taking your feet too close. Your feet are nice and wide apart, so you'd lead with your right, going right, follow with the left. Yeah, you'd lead with the left to go left, follow with the right, and you maintain that distance in between your feet, okay? You can even add to this by then adding in some upright rows as you rest from the monster walks, and then you can repeat again. Away you go. And the whole idea of this is you just get those joints moving, okay? You get those muscles firing in and around those joints, get them activated, and then you can turn this into a good morning and a squat. So from there, hips back, stand up nice and tall. Hips back, band with the knees, stand up nice and tall. So we're doing a hip hinge movement, chest nice and high, we're getting the hips firing, and we're just standing up, squeezing the bum, making sure that we don't lean back. We can then turn that straight into a squat, all the way down, all the way up, and again, just pushing those knees out, nice and wide, on the way down, and on the way up, okay? We can then take the band, you can anchor it again wherever you are able, and then from here, what we can do is we can step in the band. Now you can hold on to something if you wish to gain some gain some balance. And you can either put the band around the ankles, around the knees. Choice is yours. But essentially, what we're doing is we're pushing out behind what we call kickbacks. Keep the leg nice and still. Keep the torso nice and high. And again, this will activate the glute. And you can obviously do the equal amount on each side. From there, what you can also do is to warm up the hip flexors and get them firing. Again, you might need to balance on this, hold on to a stanchion or a pole or whatever, is you can do. Make sure there's enough tension in the band, and you just raise the knee with the band around the ankle, and that'll start to warm up the muscles in and around the hip flexors. Same again, switch sides, up you come, toe touching the floor, nothing wrong with that, bringing that knee up, and again, you are warming up all the area around the core. And what we can then do, once you've done lower body, once you've done upper body, we start to get into some full body. So you can start to do some twists. You can start to do some pushes as you go. So you're twisting and you're pushing. You can twist yourself around. Yeah, so you can start to get dynamic, and you can start to go high, twisting around, making sure you fix and focus on something. You can start to go low. Yeah, go low, go down. You can add in one which I use with our guys and girls, you squat down, and then you twist round over the opposite shoulder. You squat down, touch the right toe, you go over the left shoulder. You squat down, touch the left toe, you go over the right shoulder. Yeah, nice and simple. You can even just start to do some twists out to the side, maintaining core stability, twist round, nice and easy. Yeah, exactly the same on the opposite side. You can even do twist and holds. Yeah, because that will start to warm up the muscles and just hold that position. Choice is yours on how much of these things you do, what combination you put them in. But when you start to warm up the entire body, the idea then is to get creative, have some flow in there, and away you go. Yeah, but they're just some of the simple, basic banded movements that you can do with which to create some mobility and get some blood flowing around. It doesn't have to be boring stuff. You can increase with the bands, okay?